It's a deeply satisfying feeling. After a thorough cleaning, you light a candle, and a warm vanilla scent fills the living room. Before guests arrive, you give the air a quick spritz of a linen fresh spray. In the bathroom, a small, unassuming plug-in device diligently works around the clock, bathing the space in the perpetual aroma of lavender fields or an ocean breeze. We associate these scents with cleanliness, with comfort, with control over our personal environment. They are the final touch in creating a home that feels like a haven, a sensory signal that all is clean, calm, and as it should be. But what if that curated atmosphere is an illusion? What if the very products we use to make our homes feel safer and cleaner are, in fact, polluting our air from the inside out? What if the fresh air you're so carefully crafting is not fresh at all, but a synthetic, chemical fog designed to deceive your senses while potentially compromising your health? This is the unsettling truth lurking behind the labels of our most trusted air fresheners, scented candles, and plug-ins. They are the sources of an invisible indoor pollution, constantly releasing a class of chemicals known as volatile organic compounds, VOCs, that have been linked to a host of serious long-term health problems. To understand the problem, you need only look at the ingredient label on any of these products. Amidst a short list of familiar-sounding chemicals, you will almost always find a single, deceptively simple word: fragrance. Sometimes it appears as parfum or scent. This one word is the key to the entire industry, and it operates under a massive regulatory loophole. Under laws like the Fair Packaging and Labeling Act, fragrance formulas are considered trade secrets. This means manufacturers are not required to disclose the individual chemical components that make up their signature scents. This fragrance loophole, as it's known by public health advocates, allows a single word to act as a black box. Behind that label lies not one ingredient, but a complex cocktail that can legally contain any combination of over 3,000 catalog stock chemical ingredients. You, the consumer, have no way of knowing what you are actually releasing into your home's air. The vast majority of these scent chemicals are volatile organic compounds, or VOCs. The name itself explains their function and their danger. They are volatile because they easily evaporate into a gas at room temperature. This property allows the scent to travel from the candle or the plug-in to your nose. But it also means they are, by definition, a form of airborne chemical pollution. While the complete recipes remain a secret, independent laboratory testing and scientific research have successfully identified many of the invisible enemies that commonly hide behind the fragrance label. These aren't exotic, unknown substances. They are well-known industrial chemicals with documented health risks. Chief among them is formaldehyde, a volatile organic compound classified as a known human carcinogen by the World Health Organization. What's particularly insidious is that companies don't even have to add formaldehyde to their products for it to pollute your home. Common fragrance ingredients like limonene, which produces a pleasant citrus scent, can react with the ozone that is naturally present in indoor air. This chemical reaction creates brand new pollutants, including formaldehyde. So, the very act of trying to make your air smell like lemons is, in fact, manufacturing a carcinogen right in your living room. Other frequent offenders include benzene, a component of gasoline, and toluene, found in paint thinners. Both are known carcinogens and are often released from the burning of scented candles made from paraffin wax. Then there are phthalates, a class of chemicals used to make scents last longer and adhere to surfaces. Phthalates are notorious endocrine disruptors, meaning they can interfere with the body's hormonal system, posing risks to reproductive and developmental health. Even seemingly natural scents like pine, derived from the chemical pinene, carry this hidden danger of reacting with the air to create a toxic secondary smog of hazardous particles. These hazardous chemicals enter our homes through a variety of popular products, each with its own unique method of delivery. The romantic flickering flame of a scented candle, for example, is often a significant source of indoor pollution. The vast majority of candles on the market are made from paraffin wax, a sludge-like byproduct of petroleum refining. When burned, paraffin releases carcinogenic soot containing benzene and toluene. The wicks can also be a problem. While lead-core wicks have been banned in the United States, they can still be found in imported products, and even wicks with other metal cores can release trace heavy metals into the air upon burning. Plug-in air fresheners present a different, more relentless kind of threat. These devices work by continuously heating a scented gel or oil, ensuring a steady, 24/7 release of VOCs into your environment. They are silent, automated pollution pumps. While the concentration at any given moment might be low, the exposure is chronic. Your body never gets a break from inhaling this low-level chemical fog, day and night, in the very spaces where you are supposed to rest and recover. Aerosol sprays pose perhaps the most direct assault on our lungs. They create a double threat. The chemical fragrance is combined with propellant gases, such as butane and propane, which are themselves VOCs. This mixture is atomized into a fine mist of particles, so small they can bypass the natural filtration systems in our nose and throat, traveling deep into the sensitive tissues of the lungs for direct absorption into the bloodstream. Each spray is an acute blast of concentrated pollutants aimed directly at our respiratory system. When our homes, the very places we consider our sanctuaries, are filled with a persistent low-level chemical soup, they cease to be a refuge. Over time, the cumulative exposure to this indoor pollution can translate into a wide array of serious health problems. The link between these chemicals and our well-being is not theoretical. It is documented in medical literature and observed in clinics every day. The most immediate and obvious impacts are on the respiratory system. The VOCs and fine particulate matter released by air fresheners and candles are powerful irritants that can trigger, worsen, and even cause conditions like asthma, allergies, and sinusitis. For millions, the unexplained chronic cough, wheezing, and shortness of breath are not random afflictions, but direct consequences of the air they breathe at home. Beyond irritation, these chemicals can affect the nervous system, leading to frequent headaches, migraines, dizziness, and a pervasive feeling of brain fog that impairs concentration and memory. More frightening are the long-term consequences of chronic exposure. The endocrine-disrupting action of phthalates can interfere with hormonal balance, contributing to reproductive problems and metabolic disorders. And the consistent daily inhalation of known carcinogens like formaldehyde and benzene fundamentally increases the lifetime risk of developing certain cancers. These risks are magnified for the most vulnerable among us, children, whose developing bodies are more susceptible to chemical insults, the elderly, pregnant women, and anyone with a pre-existing respiratory condition. For them, a scented candle is not a luxury. It's a significant and avoidable health threat. We have been conditioned to believe that a pleasant scent is the hallmark of a clean home. But in reality, we have been trading our health for a sensory illusion, inviting a host of invisible chemical intruders into our lives in the pursuit of an artificial aroma. The journey from a fresh-smelling room to a potential health hazard is shorter than we think, paved with products designed to mask odors rather than eliminate them. But reclaiming the air in your home is simpler than you might imagine, and it begins with rejecting this false narrative. Instead of adding more chemicals to your environment, focus on removing what doesn't belong. The most powerful air freshener is free. Open your windows daily, even for just a few minutes, to allow fresh air to circulate and flush out pollutants. To tackle bad odors, don't cover them up, absorb them. Place small bowls of baking soda or white vinegar in rooms to naturally neutralize smells. Clean the source of the odor: the garbage can, the sink drain, the pet bed, instead of spraying a chemical fog over it. If you still desire a pleasant scent, turn to nature's solutions. Simmer a pot of water on the stove with cinnamon sticks and orange peels. Use a diffuser with 100% pure, high-quality essential oils. Buy fresh flowers. And if you must buy a candle, choose one made from 100% beeswax or soy wax, with a pure cotton wick, and scented only with natural essential oils. True cleanliness isn't about the scent you add, but the pollutants you remove. The freshest, healthiest, and most luxurious home doesn't smell like artificial lavender or a tropical fantasy. It smells like nothing at all. It smells like clean air.